But you guys had fun. You guys and the little one liked living with the land, so that's all that matters. We're good
She
now.
clapped at the end of the ride.
It's perfect.
Like it's a universal ride. We're pulling into unload, and she just instinctively clapped. No one else was clapping.
It's because she knows living with the land.
She does it when the end of a song comes. Like she can sense the end of a song, and she claps. Like yay!
Oh, that's adorable.
And she did it for the end of rides. She even did it at Ratatouille, and she hated that ride.
She hated that ride.
She hated it. It's
for
the
that
first
ride,
time.
she's like, "Yay, it's over."
It's the first. That's true. It's the first time I've ever seen her cover her eyes with her own hands.
That's
she
so
got
cute.
scared at the screens because they were blurry. She wasn't put the 3D glasses on, so it was just
No.
blurry, scary. I've never seen her put her hands on her face
That's
before.
adorable, though. She's like, "Nope, I'm good."
Oh, we've unlocked a new fear. Giant blurry rats.
Amazing. I love her.
Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 77. My name is Alicia Stella. Joining me as always is my co-host Ian.
Hey, kids. What are we doing here?
We are talking about Universal Epic Universe, officially grand opening later this month.
I never heard of it. Have we talked about this before? I know that joke's getting old. I'm sorry. So, joke's getting really old. I'm so sorry.
This is a spoiler-free episode, or at least there will be no ride spoilers. We'll be talking about logistics, the lands, like the tips. I've asked the internet, what tips do you want to know before your first visit to Epic Universe, so you can all listen to this and not have to worry about us spoiling the rides. And like, what kind of tips? Like random small tidbits of information to really important big things. And we'll see if we can get to everything. But I've condensed everyone's main concerns into different topics. And but then I also threw in things that I thought were fun. Like, for example, if you hear the bell tolling in Darkmoor in Dark Universe, you have 1 minute after the last bell toll until the windmill bursts into flames.
Yay.
So I think that's a really cool tip, because if you're in the middle of the village or something, you have time to walk to the back of the land to see the windmill on fire.
But don't go back there. There's no reason for you to go back there and be in my bar and make me stand in lines. Just saying. There's no reason.
And on my last visit, I recently realized that the electricity effects on the manor, on Frankenstein Manor, also start at the front of the land, like at the portal.
Yep.
And if you see and hear electricity buzzing in the front of the village, make your way to the manor and you'll see it end and do a little light show at the top of the tower, which is pretty cool.
That's really cool. I haven't seen that because I wasn't working when we were there.
Yeah, it didn't turn on the whole time we were there. And it's like really impressive. I like it more than the windmill fire because I'm weird.
I can like both. The inside was doing the electrical thing, but the outside never happened.
Yeah,
so
yeah. The outside has like a continuous electricity, but it does this really big bzz, 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 like you feel the electricity. It's so loud.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it goes on for a couple minutes. So yeah, fun facts like that. But yeah, how many times have I gone to Epic Universe?
I don't know. It feels like 10 or 12. I don't even know.
I think it's been 6.
It feels like more than that.
I think it's been 6. It might have been 7.
You went 2 other times. You went with Nene.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4 right there.
I went with Jen.
You went with Jen. That's 5.
And then I went twice by myself, but
So
I
that's
technically
7.
went with Caden and with Seth. And with Sky. Oh, Sky and I and Seth got to eat at Atlantic. It was so good.
What the heck?
Oh, sorry. It was for the book. It was for the unofficial guide.
Sure it was.
Yeah.
I need to find Seth still. He's got to sign mine.
We've been trying to try as many restaurants as we can, which is one of the questions here. So we'll get to that.
Okay.
Another fun fact that's not in your notes that I just wrote down because I have it in front of me. If you have a interactive wand and you want the fold-out map that has the third Wizarding World on it, just take your old map to Cosma Akazor, the wand shop in the new world, and say, hey, I want this new map. And they'll hand you one. They just have a bunch in a drawer somewhere. Go to the register.
That's cool.
It's a really nice, I spent $55, like someone's gonna be like, I spent $55 on this last year. And now all of a sudden my map is outdated and I don't know where to go. And they'll be like, here. So I think that's
cool.
Really sweet of them. And you don't need Wands 2.0 to do all the interactive stuff around it's the same as the existing worlds. There's a couple things you need the new wands for. One of them is really cute. There's a Niffler in the window. And if you move your wand, it follows the tip of your wand, but only if you have a 2.0.
That's cute.
Like he just looks at wherever you point. But like it's the little touches like that. And then the interactivity with the app is what you're missing out on with 2.0. Otherwise, all the other ones, like 10 out of 12 things, work with the existing ones. I did notice they finally released like the main character ones as 2.0, like
Oh yeah, I
Harry
saw that
Potter and
too.
stuff,
I saw some other ones too.
like Dumbledore. So they're starting to come out with them.
They need to update the old ones because some of the new, I don't really like any of the new ones personally.
Well, like I like the Cosmo Akajor designed wands.
Yeah,
Like they're really pretty in person.
yeah, but
However, they're not
they're not for
2.0.
me, and they're not for me. They don't
Yeah.
look like my
Well,
style.
I talk about the wands, but the only wand I have came free when I bought too much stuff. They're like, you're spending over $300 today. Would you like a free wand? And I was like, sure, why not? So like for the first time ever, 2 weeks ago at the new Wizarding World, I used the interactive wand I've had for a year.
That's funny.
I've never taken it to the parks and used it.
That's funny. A friend of mine bought a bunch of wands and a bunch of other stuff and got that free wand too when they were here.
Like they're giving away, I don't even know who it is, Rufus something or other, a character I've never heard of. Like that's why they're giving it away, because no one's buying it. Hey, it reminds me of Bill and Ted, so I'm happy.
Rufus.
Speaking of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, the number one question everyone had.
Virtual queue.
Right, except...
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Things are changing.
Times, they are a-changing. What's happening now?
It's, they're closing the because we're still in guest previews. They're closing the Battle at the Ministry ride from today, actually, until the 16th.
Okay.
So what, 6 days?
Yep.
And then on the 17th, it reopens. I hope it's so they can fix the ride to work.
That would be nice.
Because the worst thing about virtual line, like there's a lot of things wrong with the virtual line system, but number one is they're only giving out like a dozen virtual lines.
It's insane.
Because it hasn't even been opening till 3. Like the park opens, the park's been opening at 11 until today. And then it doesn't even open. It's a delayed opening. So that first drop on the virtual line, like the first time available is at 3. So they're only giving away like one time, and they're only giving away like 100 passes. So it's gone in an instant.
That's craziness. That's crazy talk. Are they going to fix it or get rid of it?
I don't think they can fix it. I think it's
what
beyond
I'm talking
fixing.
about.
They can fix the ride. I'm talking about the virtual line. The virtual line is awful. There's so many things wrong with it. We could spend the whole podcast talking about everything that's wrong with it, but a concierge team member has said that when the ride comes back, it will not have virtual line.
Yay.
I don't know if that's true. I don't even know if Universal knows if that's true. So I will phrase it like this. It's possible that when the Ministry ride opens, if it's working, it will not have virtual line. If it's not working, of course, we'll have to go back to old ways. But my theory has always been May 22nd, for better or worse, that ride just opens with standby.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, though, if it does open with virtual line again, what are the secrets to using a broken system?
I will link down in the description an article that I wrote, because it's so much, it would take half an hour to explain.
Okay.
But the bottom line is you don't have to have your tickets attached to your account. You just go onto the app. You go to the attraction page for the Ministry ride. And when the little icon is blue at 11, 3, and 6 p.m., you click it, and then it shows you 4 times or 1 time, and you select one of the times, and then it tells you, sorry, that time is no longer available, but it's lying to you. And as you hit the button that says okay, you get that confirmation, you get the little pop-up screen to go away, and then you click the time again, because it didn't disappear. If the time disappears, then it's actually out. If it's still there, click it, and then click OK, and then click it, and then click OK, and then click
until you get it.
Until you get it, or the button disappears. And if the button disappears, change the quantity of members in your party, and then the button will reappear because it's garbage.
So there's the quick way of doing it if we get stuck with it.
Yeah, there's it shows up 2 minutes before or after the drop time. People think you can refresh by going back and forward. You can't. The app refreshes when it feels like it. And everyone is at the whims of the internal clock of your app, not the internal clock of time, like a Disney virtual line. No.
Oh, man.
Only when the app refreshes. And we don't know when that refresh rate is, but if I were to guess, it's a minute. Which means you are a minute and 59 seconds away from being late to getting your virtual line, because the app refreshes at its own rate. The best way, here's a secret. I can't believe I'm still talking about this. If virtual line is actually active again, here is the best tip. in the morning at 11 o'clock, if you fail to get a virtual line on your device, leave the screen open that used to have the buttons, the 4 different times, because it'll say like no more virtual lines available, and you can change the quantity of members at the top of the screen. Leave it there all day. And at the next drop time at like 3 p.m. or whenever it is, change the quantity of members at your party at the top of the screen, back forward, and the buttons will appear. Because you're already in there, you don't have to worry about the little button turning blue on the attraction page, which could take up to 2 minutes. You're already in there. You'll be first to get that selection. So,
Perfect.
a minute before 3 o'clock, start hitting quantity forward, back. And that will instantly refresh the button selection and you'll be first. That is the best tip I've ever heard.
Let's just hope we don't have to deal with that.
Well, let's hope we never have to do it again.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
God.
Okay, moving on, because that was a lot, and that was a lot of back and forth.
That's what it's like all day.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. I don't want to do that.
I can't believe I'm going on Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to not having to worry about trying to get a virtual line. Yeah, I don't get to ride the ride because it's closed. But it's better for me than being on my phone all day trying to get a virtual line.
It kind of kills the whole complaint we have about Disney too, is walking around with your face in your phone trying to get times and stuff. So I don't want to deal with that.
Speaking of virtual line, there's some articles.
Still talking about virtual line? Okay.
I know, I'm sorry. There's some articles because Universal has confirmed there could be virtual line to get into the portals for the worlds themselves.
What? No.
I mean, we've been talking about this for like 3 years. Yes, of course. All Super Nintendo worlds so far, all 2 of them, have used virtual line or return times to get into the world when it is at capacity, usually in the morning. Both Japan and Hollywood have done this, so I expect to see it here as well. I do not expect to see it for the other worlds. It's just that because it's early park admission also to go to Nintendo, that land could fill up within the first hour of the park opening. And then when it does, they'll just be like, go on the app and create a virtual line reservation. And then you get a return time to come back later. I don't see the other worlds doing it. I don't see it forever, but I do see it happening in the mornings for months.
That's okay. I don't think I'm ever going to go to that land first anyway. It's fine.
If you're a hotel guest, get there super early and be at the front of the pack and go straight to Donkey Kong. And that's a good use of being an on-site hotel guest. If you're an on-site hotel guest and you get there after early park admission already happened, just go ride Stardust. Give up on Nintendo. Give up. It's already crazy. If you're like 15 minutes into extra like hours or whatever they call it, you're already lost. It's too late.
Well, since we have this is kind of completely off topic and going sideways, but we never do that. Since we have so much time in the park on opening day now, are we going to have breakfast at Oak and Star?
Oh my God. No?
Okay.
Maybe?
I don't know.
You can get a quiche all day. Quiche Lorraine all day at Paris.
I can get biscuits and gravy at Oak and Star, though. I saw that on the menu.
Oh, it does look so good. I was thinking of going Wednesday, but I was like, I can't not go ride a ride first. We will see. I have a theory.
Well, I mean, we're going to get there early, so.
We have express passes for opening day.
Yeah. Oh, you're just going to tell everybody that? Okay.
There's questions later about express passes and touring and what you should do first. And I'm like, not Nintendo. Because if a third of the wait time is guaranteed for express and the wait time is 180 minutes, that's still too long for me to wait.
Yeah.
So do it later.
Yes. I kind of want to do some of that at night anyway.
I want a rope drop meeting Toothless.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because that line gets to be an hour and there's no express for that.
Yeah, let's do that anyway, because I like that land.
Then we can get a group photo with everyone in our group right off the bat. And I've never met Toothless in person, so.
And I actually don't care about characters, but Rough Nut, Tough Nut, Toothless, and Igor, I don't mind talking to.
Oh yeah, no, they're all amazing. What else do I have written down here? Opening day hours.
Oh yeah, we just kind of ruined that. 9 to 10 now.
They've extended it an hour, and that's good because. It's bad. It's a Simpsons gag. Oh, that's good. It's open later. Yes, but it probably means because the lines will be longer. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they usually only add hours if you're going to be waiting in line longer, so you get the same number of rides done. But also maybe there'll be a nighttime show. Maybe
that'd be cool. That'd be really cool to see, actually. So, even in passing, if we're just walking by to go do something else.
someone got pictures. They're testing drones, and I put out an article for permits for grand opening celebration with drones and pyro around the Helios Hotel. Those drones, like, literally were in front of the hotel inside the park. There's no way that's part of a nighttime show normally. That
No.
it's just for the celebration and for the cameras and for the media, and that'll be the night before the park opens. That day, the 21st, the whole park is closed to park guests.
Yeah, it's all media, right?
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's all media. Did
I
you
hear
hear
a
Haley?
Haley. I hear a Haley.
So don't expect drones in front of Helios on a normal nighttime show. They are doing scheduled scheduled fountain shows though.
Those they can do those all day long, right?
They can, but at nighttime, the scheduled ones, like at 9 p.m.,
Mm,
are timed with all of the lighting around Celestial Park, including all the way to the
that's
front of the
cool.
park at the Kronos and all the way to the back at the Helios. And those timed nighttime fountain shows are really impressive, even without fireworks. So will it? At very least, we get that. We get like 8:45 p.m., 9 p.m. Fountain shows, which
That's cool.
they were doing little 3-minute segments. But if they do a timed one, you kind of get them all linked together.
I like that.
So there's
I'm excited.
something.
I'm kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I kind of want to see the fountains.
I'm hoping with a 10 p.m. closing time, we get at least one night of fireworks for opening day. I might be in denial, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
I mean, it's opening day. They should pull out all the stops, right? I mean, technically opening day.
Yeah, it's grand opening day.
Um,
I have it written down later, but supposedly there's a collectible coin they'll be giving out on opening day,
Sweet.
like they did with the Helios Hotel, even though that wasn't actually the official scheduled opening day, and everyone got coins. And the people who scheduled for the opening day, I hope they have more coins. I really do.
That'd be awesome.
While
Parking.
supplies last. Yeah, I
Parking?
wrote down parking because everyone asked, like, when's parking lot going to open? I don't know. I hope early because I'm going to show up there at like 4 a.m.
She's gonna drag me out, and while it's still dark, kids, I'm gonna be sleeping in the driver's seat while she's waiting for something to open so she can punch me in the arm and wake me up.
Usually what happens is the week before, the night before, I hashtag ask Universal on Twitter constantly, hey, when's the parking lot for what blah 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 opening tomorrow for the, so it's grand opening Epic Universe, when's the parking lot open? And they'll usually say we open parking 90 minutes prior to park open. But that's not going to be the real answer because they're going to open it early if we're all driving around in circles waiting to come in. There'll probably be a big giant like digital sign that says parking closed, come back later, come on please. So
yeah,
I'm hoping like 2 hours at least. What would that be? 7 a.m.
7.
We're probably going to try around 6. Let's say that.
Whatever. You're gonna have me there at like 4 in the morning. I'm gonna be sleeping in some parking lot like right across the street.
Other people asked about park capacity.
There's a lot of capacity. I don't know.
Well, right now for previews, we're at about they're capping total capacity about 10,000 people.
That's not a lot of people, is it?
No, the end of
I was
team
gonna
member
say, it
previews was
seems
doing
weird.
14,000. So we actually went down for guest previews.
Seems weird.
Yeah. So the total capacity of grand opening day, well, the total capacity for like the first week of technically grand opening is a little bit more than what we're doing now, but not a lot, like 13,000 to 15,000
That's
for
it?
that for the last week. Yeah, for the last week of May.
That's pretty cool for us.
It is, but I think part of it also is because they sold so many multi-day tickets. They're not sure which of the 3 or 5 days that the people can use their multi-day ticket at Epic they're going to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they have sold like, X amount of tickets, but then they have enough slots to fill a couple thousand more just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 15,000 people on opening day.
That's still not that bad for a park that can probably hold thousands of more.
And probably, yeah, well,
Comfortably.
They think, I wouldn't say comfortably. They
Comfortably
think it
for
can
them,
hold,
not for us.
they think it can hold 22,000 people. That is the
Yeah.
max capacity
thinking-
currently based on the current the current amount of
Offerings.
attractions. Yeah, the offerings. So 15,000 obviously is less than 22. So opening week should be more comfortable than it will be a month later.
Yeah.
So let's just say that.
Yeah, I was estimating around 20,000 for that park. So 22
Yeah, 20,000 is what they probably will do on a normal operating basis, but they will not get to 20,000 until the end of June. So,
good for us.
It's good. I think they're easing everyone into it, but also it's for PR reasons. Like, the last thing you want is like opening day plagued with rides down, long lines, and no shade. Like
Yeah,
that's
of
what I
course.
see. That's what I see happening even at 15,000.
Oh,
Because you
I'm sure.
remember, 15,000 is 50% more people that are in the parks right now.
I know. I get it. And also, I mean, things are probably gonna nothing's gonna be perfect on opening day, even with all this technical stuff. So I don't really care. Expect it to be. It's still got to be broken in some more. I don't know. I don't expect it to be perfect opening day. People need to chill with their expectations a little bit.
But come like July 1st at 22,000 people, I'm probably going to skip out. Like,
Bye.
I think I actually do have a ticket because I moved my tickets around. I actually do have a ticket for July 1st. So it might be interesting to see what it's like with wall to wall people. And then I'm
Yeah.
not going to go back until they like do upgrades for annual passes. Like, that's my last day. I'm going to see how, like, what does hell on earth look like and then never come back.
I think I'm gonna move mine to like September for our other friends that come into town, and go with them, and then just buy another ticket whenever our other friend comes by.
I really hope they do annual pass upgrades in September. That's my hope, but I know in my heart they're not going to do it till January.
Of course not. That'd be too good.
What do I have next? Okay, so
Um,
people asked touring plans essentially. They want to know what order to do everything, and I'm like, I wrote a book about this. Unofficial guide to Universal Orlando 2025 on bookstore shelves right now. I'm not kidding. I literally wrote a 1-day touring plan, 2-day touring plan, a touring plan for teens, a touring plan for little kids, and a touring plan for seniors at the back of this book. Even if you go stand in Barnes and Noble and just page through the back of the book, you'll see them. I don't want to go through them right now, but I will say they are still 100% accurate, except one tiny detail.
mhm.
If you have little kids, or if you are a little kid at heart, go meet Toothless first.
Yep.
You'll see in the little kid touring plan, I do have How to Train Your Dragon as the first stop, and I do have the rides and the theater show first, and then meet the characters. We are swapping that. I talked to Seth; it was his idea, and I totally agree. Meet Toothless first because that line can be an hour long and it extends out into the sunlight, and it'll really start your day off on the right note. Like it is a magical moment. And since most people are already at Nintendo or heading to Monsters, once you get done meeting Toothless and go on to the rides, it won't be any different than 15 minutes earlier. So it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, the Hiccup characters have been pretty good. There's one that's really good,
Oh, they're all amazing. The
but they're
voices are spot on. I'm
yeah,
starting to wonder if they did the voiceover for the ride because it's so good.
yeah, and they do great. I saw one that was really really good. Like blew my mind how accurate it was. So they're all the character actors I've seen in those spaces have been great. So
Well, Nintendo in the morning is going to be crazy because of the early park admission. But walking around dragons without it wall to wall people and admiring all the animatronic dragons and the windows and stuff and the smoke, the ice dragon blowing smoke and the fire dragon breathing fire, like that's really fun stuff and a great way to start your day with as a family without being at each other's throats because Nintendo's madness.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
So
and dragons, just in general, dragons feels the most open and full, and I feel airy in there. The rest of them have like lots of high walls and buildings and things. So
yeah, it's a little more open, so you don't start your day, with anxiety. Um,
like you will in Nintendo.
yeah, exactly. That's not the right way to start. Unless you were first in line at a hotel early park admission, do not go to Nintendo first. If
Yeah.
you're first, by all means, get on the minecart madness ride. By all
Yes.
means. But if it's open, it's been broken every morning.
Okay, so
I used to say during previews, I used to say go to Monsters Unchained first because it's been breaking down after half an hour and you want to be first in line. Because now the word has gotten out on that, Monsters Unchained has the longest line in the morning, besides Nintendo.
of
So
course.
maybe wait literally just 2 hours and the line will go down because everyone's heading there first right now. So Monsters Unchained actually at the end of the day, not the end of the day, by mid-afternoon is down to like a 30-minute wait currently,
That's cool.
as opposed to a 75-minute wait at Rope Drop.
Hmm.
So, and it seems to be working better. Like the animatronics aren't failing as much as they were. So you can wait till 3 p.m. to go ride. If it's your highest priority, by all means, go ride it first. I don't mind waiting in that queue for 75 minutes
No,
because it's amazing.
It's a really cool queue.
So anyway, then another question is,
Hi,
Haley.
Haley. Hi, I love you.
Haley.
Okay, bye.
how many days does it take to do the whole park? How many days you got?
Yeah, exactly.
It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 27.
It's like most things. Like, do you get are you worried about your priorities, or you want to see everything, like all that stuff too? But
Yeah. Like I have a 1-day touring plan in the book. It essentially is skip most of the meet and greets, skip both of the shows, skip the interactive experiences, focus on the rides, and then as you have more time and get all the rides done, go back to the other worlds and do what you skipped.
yeah, which is kind of what we did when we were there for our preview.
And by all means, please do not do the full service restaurants. You have 1 day. What are you doing? Come on. You got rides to do.
Food and go.
You should be getting food from a window. You should be eating a hot dog on your way to the next attraction. You don't have time for this.
Eat and walk. Let's go, people. We got stuff to do.
They sell those mac and cheese cones for a reason. You got to be walking.
Oh, I need one of those. That's a priority.
You haven't done that yet.
No, we need that's a priority.
They do sell that now at 2 locations, so the line has gone down.
Good. Where's the other location?
Spitfire.
Good. That's what I want to hear. Okay.
People are asking, is Express worth it? Is VIP worth it?
Probably, if you can afford VIP.
If you can afford VIP, you probably have better vacations to take because it is so expensive. We looked into it. You do not want to know how much. Like the non-private.
Not even for a whole day, right?
No, the non-private is what, just like 4 hours or something, and it's still like I can't remember what it was, but it was more than the other parks. And at the same time, like, okay, at that point, you're more than double Express passes, and Express works for every single attraction anyway, except for the 2 that you need it the most for. So just buy Express. Don't get VIP until the prices come down or whatever. Now, I do love that VIP tours like give you fun facts and take you backstage. It's not like Express. You totally skip the entire line. But is it worth like $800 a person right now? No, it's not. And you do not want to know what a private tour costs. It's insane.
Yeah.
Express, that's up to you. Is it worth $250 for Express for 1 day? And it's only one Express entrance per attraction.
Yeah, it's not the unlimited pass.
I would say no. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that much money to skip the line for essentially what is like 4 rides that you would want to skip the line for, because it's okay. You're not going to skip too much stuff at like Monsters. You're not going to miss the pre-show. It's fine. But at the same time, if you wait till like 3 p.m. or whatever, the line isn't that long for Monsters. It doesn't work at Ministry. So what is the point there? Stardust, if you don't mind, well, at Single Riders isn't that much faster, but there's 2 trains. It has good capacity. It's never going to be more than like an hour and a half.
You can only use it on 1 train anyway, right?
Yeah. You only get to use it once. So Express, it's not like you get to do yellow and green. You get to pick one and that's it. Your Express pass is gone. I mean, if you were definitely going to do like the boat ride at Dragons, then Express is worth it.
I've seen some people do the boat ride and they don't get soaked. So I think it depends on your ride.
Yeah, there's targets you hit that will squirt back if you hit them by accident. And I 100% will be paired with a little kid next to me who keeps squirting the bad targets. 100% that will happen, and it dumps on your head.
We could take a whole side, right? So we'd be safe if we just don't shoot anything.
No, it happens behind you. I heard a friend say the person behind them did, and the whole boat got soaked from above by a giant spigot. There's no escape. It will happen to me.
All right. I had hope for a minute.
If you do have Express and you already paid the $200 and something like we did, it is worth it. Trust me. Don't worry about it.
Don't feel bad.
You're gonna have the time of your life.
You did it for a reason anyway, so just stick to your reason. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're splurged. Treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. It's an opening day. Express and coins and stuff. It's opening day. Just live it up.
Ideally, though, I would say 2 days. That's the answer. You want 2 days because you want to do all the rides as quickly as you can. Then you want a second day to redo the rides you liked, go see the shows, and explore some of the interactive stuff and meet some characters.
But there's always time for Igor.
There's always time for Igor, both days. You need as much Igor as possible. I go back to that world 4 times in one day and meet Igor every time. He is a delight.
All of the actors that play Igor are amazing. So
there's only one Igor. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's hilarious. This like he's told me, he talks about how he's not allowed to go in the front entrance to the manor. He has like a doggy door. It's because like Victoria Frankenstein's ashamed of him. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
So good.
Day 2 is for vibes, is what I'm saying. Day 1 is for rides. Day 2 is for vibes.
I like that.
And then single rider lines. Are they worth it? Which ones are the best? Which ones are not worth it? What do you miss? Monsters is simultaneously the best and worst single rider line. Once you've done the main queue and the pre-shows once, you have to do the pre-shows once. And I suggest it on your first ride because it's an integral part of the story for the ride. Once you've done it once, that single rider at Monsters is the best single rider in the park. You put your stuff in your own little private locker area, you go up some stairs, and you get on that ride within 5 minutes.
That's awesome.
And you go and do it again.
It's amazing.
You can leave your stuff in that locker indefinitely and just keep riding that ride forever. It is amazing.
That's so good.
Mario Kart also, I'm not a fan of the Mario Kart queue. I don't know what it is, like the music's monotonous or something, but like there's so much to see.
There's
but
steps
I
everywhere.
Get so bored. So single rider for me at Mario Kart is a must. And those are good ones to do because there's always spaces to fill. Stardust, Werewolf especially, and Minecart if it's open aren't the best single rider lines. Just like Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, it can take a long time. It can take just as long as the regular queue, standing there, bored out of your mind. So, and especially considering you might put your stuff in the locker for the coasters before you even get into the single rider line, and then you have nothing to do for 35, 45, 65 minutes, and you're bored. You. So, it really depends. But Mario Kart and Monsters and One Day Ministry are probably the best single rider lines. Ministry is probably going to be the best single rider line ever when it is open because there is 13 seats on that ride vehicle to fill, and there will always be open gaps.
Of course. Does Express help us skip steps at Mario Kart? Because there's so many steps.
That is what the elevators are for.
That's what I'm talking about.
Request the elevators if you need to. There are steps everywhere. Someone said that you skip Umbridge's office if you use the elevator. And I don't know if that's true, but if it's true,
we're not taking the elevator.
I would just tell them, hey, can I see the office first? And then loop back around because there's a back door out of the office. When you get to the stairs, just turn to the right. You can go back to where you just were.
Oh,
so
cool.
Maybe don't ask for the elevator till after Umbridge's office, if that makes sense.
Nice, because you want to see the office.
Yeah. They've been bypassing the office a lot, though, lately, because Higgledy gets tired of packing.
She's like, I need a timeout.
I only wanted to briefly touch on the AAP pass. I thought it was called GAP, Guest Assistance Pass, but apparently it's called Attractions Assistance Pass.
Yeah, it's AAP.
It works exactly the same as Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. If you're already pre-registered with IAC online and have your number, you go to guest services and they give you your little card with the pencil and you fill it out at the greeter and you come back at your time. It's exactly the same. But if the line at guest services at the front of the park is long, you can also pick up your assistance pass at the concierge kiosks inside the park. There are 4 concierge kiosks. They're kind of like the blue umbrellas at Disney World.
Super helpful, to be honest.
Except they're permanently located, one in front of each of the 4 portals for the 4 worlds of Epic Universe. And here's a tip. Do not do the ones in front of Dragons and Nintendo in the morning because the lines will be long. Go to the ones in front of Monsters or Ministry because they will be shorter.
And they should have a line just for the IAC stuff at the front of the park.
At the front of the park, yes.
So make sure be one just for that.
At least in the first half of the day. So make sure to check that first because it usually moves pretty fast. If that line is out the door and is really long, then maybe go check out one of the concierge kiosks in front of the worlds at the back of the park.
Yeah, they do move pretty quick. It depends on who you talk to, but they tend to move pretty quick.
And you have to have your whole group with you. You have to have all of your tickets.
Yeah, you got to have all your passes.
But yeah, it's the same. You're going to put, the one tip is don't put your assistance pass into the locker when you go onto a ride because they will check again before load.
Yeah, don't do that. They usually, just like Express, they usually check twice when you enter the queue and then halfway through.
Right. So Just have it on you. Just speaking of lockers,
Mm-hmm.
the rides that require lockers, which is Stardust and Monsters Unchained and Hiccup's Wing Gliders, but only if you have a bag. You can keep stuff in your pocket, but if you have a bag, they use facial recognition. So all you have to do is look at a little screen instead of scanning your ticket, and which is great because I don't have to worry about a ticket falling out of my pocket. They work really well. If they don't really really well, bend down because you're too tall, or step back a little bit. That's what I've learned now. I have to get myself centered, and they're way bigger, or at least taller, than the ones currently at the existing parks, which means you can put your cup in there standing up. Finally,
That's awesome. Yeah, the lockers were pretty cool, and we used them.
what else do I have?
Fuel rods and the concierge we covered. Fuel rods, baby care, first aid, stuff like that.
Okay, the concierge kiosks are so helpful because there are guest services located without having to walk all the way to the front of the park.
Mhm.
But they also, around the back of these kiosks, have all day lockers and fuel rod stations. So if you need if you need to swap out a fuel rod, you know where they all are. They're at the 4 concierge kiosks. But the all day lockers, I think this is the most brilliant thing I've ever seen in a theme park. You don't have to walk all the way back to the front of the park. If you want a locker inside the park, an all-day locker, I would get one in front of Dragons, right in front of there. So if I did the boat ride, I have a change of clothes and new shoes there in front of Dragons. But also, it's close enough to the front of the park, so on my way out, I just grab all my stuff. But it's close enough to the middle of the park that if I need to stop off and drop things off or pick things up, it's right there. And there's 2 sizes. There's large and extra large.
Which is awesome.
People were asking the prices. I think it's $15
for the day.
For the whole day.
That's not bad.
It's
that might actually be worth it.
If I'm doing a water ride, or if I'm planning, maybe I don't want to carry around my interactive wand all day. I'll stick it in the locker and only grab it when I need it on the way to the Ministry Land. So it is super helpful to not be at the front of the park. Otherwise, I would just never get anything out of it.
It would be kind of nice if you could transfer it around once you pay once for a locker, because then you could just drop stuff outside of the portal when you go in. If there's a lot of coasters, that'd be kind of nice.
I wish, but we've got confirmation you cannot do that.
Yeah,
it is facial recognition to open this locker, so you cannot give a ticket to someone else to go to your locker. You have to give them your face.
Well, I'm just saying, even your face, you could just walk around to the different portals and leave your stuff outside. That would be nice.
Once you get one, it's yours for the day.
It's yours.
You can't transfer. But then there's free ones in front of the ride, so that's good.
Yeah, it's still a nice thing to have, though, in the middle of the park.
Oh, and all the lockers at the rides are inside the queues, and they're double-sided.
Yeah, they're double-sided.
They're all Velocicoaster style, and that is so much better because I can actually play on my phone until I get to load. The other logistics was there's 2 first aid locations, one at the front of the park next to guest services and one at the back of the park, just to the left of the Wizarding World portal. That is also where baby care is. If you need a quiet place to feed babies or change babies, that is the best place to go. It is just to the left of the Wizarding World. However, the bathrooms at this park all have the best changing table areas I've ever seen in a theme park. Most of them are around the corner when you enter the bathroom, so you're not bothering everyone. You're not in the way. They have their own dedicated sinks next to the changing area, which is amazing because you're going to have to wash your hands when you're done. There is also family restrooms at most restrooms. I've never seen Universal do this before. There's 11 out of 13 bathrooms have family restrooms at them.
That's awesome.
Dedicated little third restroom spaces. So anyway, that's the logistics stuff. Best bathrooms.
I
can't believe how many people ask what's the best bathroom.
Darkmoor.
Yeah, it is Darkmoor.
They're cold too.
It's cold, air conditioning, it's dark and gloomy, and the toilets are black. Sorry, spoilers. The Dark Universe bathrooms are the best. However,
yes,
for chill bathrooms, quiet bathrooms, at least currently, the ones attached to the left side of Blue Dragon are hidden deeper and they're covered by trees. So I don't think people know they're there. So that's your chill bathrooms. Your chill bathrooms. If you need 20 minutes to yourself in a bathroom, go to the Blue Dragon.
Business versus vibes.
Yeah.
That's business.
That's right. The worst bathrooms, as predicted, I think is the ones in between Pizza Moon and the Nintendo area. I think that is a busy bathroom. You do not want to go there.
the bathrooms in Nintendo, the fight you're gonna have to make.
There's
to get
only
to the
one
from
bathroom.
Donkey Kong.
There's only one bathroom in all of Super Nintendo World.
And it's not even in the middle. It's toward the front more than in the middle.
No,
slightly
it's-
forward.
It's in the center of the world if you count Donkey Kong Country, because it's right in front of the portal to Donkey Kong Country at the back of
I don't know. It felt
Mushroom
like a long
Kingdom.
walk from the back of Donkey Kong to the
is
the bathroom.
You know what? That's the worst bathroom. It's not even that big.
No, it's not.
It's
cool
evil.
inside. It is, but it's kind of mean to have you walk all the way in the back without a bathroom back there.
People are asking how to beat the heat. Stay at a Celestial Park. Bring a sunblock, wear a hat, bring a UV umbrella or just any umbrella, because you never know.
Parasol. Bring a parasol.
Bring a UV umbrella. Like bring
Okay,
the
fine.
foil lined thick umbrellas that cover the like block the sun.
Man.
If at very least from parking to the inside of the park, that walk alone will burn you in the morning and in the night. It'll be dark out. You'll still get burned somehow.
Those old school snap towels work. I have one where you get them wet and snap them, and they
sell
cold.
those.
Those things work.
There's these little gift shop stands, kiosks in front of all the portals too. There's 4 little stands, and they sell them there. They're very handy. They sell hats there. They sell sunblock there. They sell sunglass straps there.
Yeah, I don't know about the universal versions, but I have like the OG original one, and it's still I use it periodically. They work. So
y'all are not gonna like me, but the number one way to beat the heat is to get valet.
No, stay away from valet. Don't block up my parking spaces.
If you have a annual premier pass, you get free valet. Do it. It's so much of a walk from parking.
It's closer than the buses, isn't it? If I remember right.
No, it is. Yeah,
about
it's in front of the buses.
It's literally the closest you can get.
Well, it's in front of the non-universal buses.
Yeah,
the universal buses are on the other side, but it's the same walk as the same walk as universal bus. There are water fountains and bottle refill stations everywhere in this park. Take advantage of them. Carry around an empty bottle and fill it every time you see one.
Yeah.
You can also get the cold water from the freestyle machines for free.
Be aware when you park later in the day, you're going to be walking. There's no cover. There's no relief. You're just going to have to suck it up.
The free like preferred parking with your annual pass, that still starts after buses, after valet.
Yeah.
It's still a ton of a walk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good tip. I wrote down save Nintendo's interactive stuff till dusk.
Yes.
Wait till the sun is setting, because you'll be out there playing games in the direct sunlight, dying.
And remember, in Florida, the hottest part of the day is usually around 2:30, 3:30.
Yeah, 3 o'clock was
in the middle of the day.
We were doing Nintendo Interactive stuff at 3, and I was like, let's skip this one. I'm dying. Let's go to this indoor one.
Yeah, maybe even find a show around 2:30.
Oh, well, I've been doing small meals to taste test foods, and I found that sitting down for 15, 20 minutes to do like a dessert or something has been a lifesaver. Getting in, because there's not many indoor things with air conditioning you can spend time in. But if you go down, like sit at a table and mobile order yourself an eclair or a croissant in Paris, you're good for 20 minutes to just get out of that sun.
That's a good idea.
Which leads me to, what is the best foods or must-try restaurants? What did you like when we went?
The Burning Blade, obviously.
Yeah.
That was actually legitimate. And biases aside, it was actually legitimately good food.
Yeah, we'd be lying about it if even if it wasn't good food, but it actually was, so we don't have to lie.
The Pizza Moon stuff was interesting, and the chicken noodle casseroles I'm calling their Alfredo. I heard the pizza sauce got actually a little bit better. Have you been back? Yeah, I heard it.
They took our suggestions on. They have a kids cheese pizza now, or not a kids, but they have a real cheese pizza now.
That's cool. Yeah,
they have the sauce has improved with a more seasoning,
good.
And I think we didn't try the giant mushroom.
Yeah.
That is the best pizza. And also the Mount Vesuvio, whatever it's called, trip to Vesuvio. You would love that pizza.
Okay, we can do that and split it.
It has hot honey on it.
Yeah.
And it makes the red sauce so much better.
That's a normal thing in New England. So the hot honey pizzas.
You would not believe the meat quality on the Vesuvio. The sausage, I think it's like prosciutto or something. It's some kind of meat.
Prosciutto, yeah.
It's so good. Like,
Yeah.
it's such high quality. So I would say Pizza Moon, if the line isn't too long, although they moves pretty fast, but if the line isn't too long to get a table, you might want to eat at a weird time, like 11 a.m. or
You do
3
that anyway in
p.m.
theme parks anyway, right? You want to try
I
to get weird
always choose,
times.
yeah, I rope drop a restaurant or I eat in between lunch and dinner. Don't
The,
go at lunchtime. It's
and
crazy busy.
the food at Meat Hall was good too. I like the meatballs. It was good.
It was good, but that isn't my first pick.
No,
I
it's not
think
mine either, but it's good.
I hate to say it,
Hmm.
but the best food quality across the board, the whole menu, is actually the Paris Cafe. What's it called? Serene.
Yeah. Wait, that's the one in the Dark Wizard area,
No,
right?
no, not the one. The one in
Oh
the
no,
one.
you're
The,
talking about the cafe. Sorry,
yeah, the
sorry,
one with the
sorry, sorry.
cafe and the outdoor indoor seating.
Yeah, yeah.
The bright
Sorry.
and cheery one inside of Ministry. That restaurant, every single thing on the menu is good. And I've
Yeah.
tried nearly every single thing on the menu because I've gone with multiple people, and it is there is a level of you have to be tolerant of French food because there is some heavy cream, some real
Mhm.
sauces, some wine flavors. The beef bourguignon is amazing.
So maybe not on the hottest part of the day.
I don't care. I will go there and eat a French onion soup with a side salad any time of day. I don't care how hot it is. It's not even that like sodium rich. It's not even that salty. It's so good.
That doesn't bother me. I need salt.
I'm just saying I was surprised
That's
by
good.
the level of quality. The butterbeer crepe is amazing, but I
Yeah,
ain't paying $20 for dessert every time.
No, I do.
That
I
is
think I'm just hung up on that other restaurant because I want to try it so bad.
I haven't been there yet, so that might be the first. We might do it together for the first time.
That'd be good because I just like the space. Anyway, sorry.
The Dark Wizard area is a German style restaurant mostly,
Yep.
and this is mostly French style. So different cuisines, but the offerings. I have to try the quiche Lorraine still, but there's like a roasted half chicken that has a citrus marinade and seasonings
Ooh.
on it, and it comes with real vegetables and potatoes, and it is so good.
That sounds good.
I can't. I usually tell people if you're sick of like theme park burgers and chicken, go to blah blah blah. This is that restaurant. If you don't want normal theme park stuff, but you want high quality, go to the
That sounds
Cafe
good.
Lair des Celerine, whatever it's called.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make little stops and just get like a meal for the like.
We
one
can share
thing.
things, yeah.
Yeah, just need to get like one or two things for the
Don't
table.
get that butterbeer crepe just for yourself. You need to share that with like 3 people.
Yeah, but I figure we do that. Like, just get like one full meal, like an app and something, and just split it between all of us. We can just stop and eat every few minutes or every
Don't
hour.
Steakhouse has been kind of mixed reviews. It depends on what you order. I liked what I got. I got the wings, but it wasn't a lot of food for how much money it is. So I like that isn't my first pick. Burning Blade I would do. Pizza Moon I would do.
I think Burning Blades probably would be a pick for like a snacky kind of
snacky
break.
thing. Yeah, it doesn't have much seating. So, the Paris Cafe, lots of seating. Pizza Moon,
Decent.
there's something for everyone, I think there. Oaken Star is really good, but you have to like smoked barbecue. And they have some interesting barbecue sauce choices that are tropical. I was not expecting.
That's cool. I want to
Yeah.
try the Astropub.
I have not eaten there.
I want to try
But I
that.
feel like that's the most normal theme park food of the locations.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gastropub, so I'm hoping they do a little bit something more with it than like generic kind of food.
I
It
hear the
looks like-
burger's really good.
It looks like it would be.
It's
really
a
good.
meatier burger.
That's good. That's good. So that's your food stuff.
Opening day merch. So far, the only thing I've seen is the Coke Freestyle cups have the opening date on them. They just say grand opening on the Freestyle cups,
Well,
and
I
you can
gotta
get
buy
those
one
anywhere.
of those.
That is the only Freestyle cup they sell currently,
I gotta buy one of those.
and they might do an opening day coin. A couple people asked about Easter eggs, but we're trying to do spoiler free. So
Mhm.
stay tuned to the Theme ParkStop channel and OrlandoParkStop.com website. We'll be talking about Easter eggs in the future. But one I will mention that we noticed in front of the Curse of the Werewolf, you can see human footprints on the ground.
I remember
And then
that.
they turn into wolf footprints.
Yeah, I remember that because I got excited.
It's such a clever little thing. So there's little Easter eggs everywhere. I've got a list of 12 so far, but I don't want to go into spoilers.
They did a really good job with details in this place. I'll give them that.
Okay, so last
Yep.
10 minutes.
Questions.
I have just handpicked some questions that were unique from our Patreon. Do you want to start?
Okay. Andrew asks, do you think they will sell power-up bands outside the park?
I have noticed they are for sale at least Stella Nova, Terra Luna, and Helios gift shops so far. They might be in the other gift shops.
They're probably going to put them in the Nintendo shop at City Walk, right?
That Nintendo they expanded studio store at City Walk. Yes, they do not currently have the power-up bands, but team members say they will by the time the grand opening comes around for Epic Universe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So check your hotel if you're staying on site. They probably have it downstairs. They also have it in the main gift shop in Epic Universe, and in the morning they sell it outside the entrance to the main gift shop. So if you are there before rope drop and you're waiting, they corral everyone at the entrance to Celestial Park, you can actually just go walk over there and buy it and sync it to the app while you're waiting to get into the park at rope drop.
You kept threatening to buy me when you said I wasn't leaving without one, and I ended up leaving without one. So
I failed.
I winned.
We'll have to get one opening day.
Go ahead, you're next.
The Bowser Jr. thing is worth the price of admission alone. I had so much fun. It's so cute. Do it with your family. It's do it with the group. It's so much fun. Cole asked, "Can I go on Stardust Racers without eyeglass straps? Not sure if the inversions are intense enough to knock off my glasses." I personally have gone on Stardust Racers 7 times, and I never wore a strap on my glasses, and I wore them on just fine. Everyone's eyeglasses are going to be different. If yours slip off really easily, obviously wear a strap. I do wear a strap for Velocicoaster because that Mosasaurus roll tries to fly off my glasses every time. There's nothing like that here. The Celestial Spin is more like gradual and beautiful in a ballet. It is not throwing things off your face. So if your glasses stay on some coasters, this is probably one of those coasters that'll stay on. But I don't want to be responsible for using your glasses. You can go buy a strap in the little gift shop kiosk across from the entrance before you get on the ride.
Coaster with glasses on at your own risk, in other words.
Yeah, if your glasses stay on pretty good normally, then you're probably fine.
Anthony asks, will Turbo Boost treats at Super Nintendo World get any special kind of popcorn flavors like at Universal Studios Japan?
No.
Okay, that was
at least not currently. I asked the team members, and they're like, "Not that we've been told." And the menus are already up, and it's just regular popcorn. It's so weird because I think there's flavored popcorn at the top of the Donkey Kong banana float. So they make flavored popcorn; they're just not selling it.
They're like, none for you.
That's mean.
They already make banana flavored popcorn too.
I know they should at least have that in Donkey Kong. Ryan asked, "I'd like to know what rides have stairs."
Mario Kart.
All of them.
All of the Mario Kart especially.
Every single main attraction has stairs. Monsters Unchained has stairs. Mario Kart has stairs. Yoshi has stairs.
Mario Kart has all of the stairs.
Stardust Racers has stairs. Ministry has tons of stairs. Hiccup's Wing Gliders has a flight of stairs. Every single main ride except Minecart has stairs. And then he's asking wheelchair accessibility and scooter charging areas. Wheelchair accessibility, you're just going to be asking where is the elevator a lot. And I'm sorry that this park is designed this way. I don't understand. Thematically, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. Like we're going to the catacombs beneath the manor and we walk upstairs to get there. It doesn't make sense.
Mario Kart, you walk all the way up the stairs and go all the way back down.
It's a lot of that, like Ministry does, especially where you walk upstairs to go right back downstairs immediately because you're going over a track. And it's like, just build the load station on this side. Why are you doing this to me?
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, as for the elevator, there's a really cool side entrance at Super Nintendo World, so you don't have to use the escalator, and you actually get your own little light show tunnel. And I suggest anyone, if you've already done the escalator once at Super Nintendo World, try the tunnel at the right. It's really pretty. And then scooter charging. I don't know about the rest of the worlds, but I found sockets for plugs inside of the stroller parking at Wizarding World. There's a couple of them. One's right next to the French Cafe. Mm-hmm. So if you see stroller parking, usually you can park your scooter in there and just plug it right into the wall.
Cool. Weeping Neo would like to know, I'm curious, do you have any idea if there are any bathrooms in the large indoor queues, such as Monsters, Ministry, or Mario Kart? No, there, not that I know of.
All 3 of those have bathrooms.
They do? I didn't see any of them, so that's why I'm asking.
They are hidden and they're not labeled as such. I think they're labeled like guest convenience or something.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to ask. You just have to, if you're in the middle of the queue, ask, is there a bathroom I can use? And they will direct you to it. And then you have to go back and meet your party in line. It's usually right next to the family swap, like the child
Nice.
swap area. So it's easy. Like if you have a kid and the kid needs to go, you're stuck in the middle of this building. Just say, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, and they'll direct you to that door. So
That's really awesome, actually.
it's just those 3 rides, I think. But they are the biggest queues, so it makes sense that they would have a hidden bathroom in the center.
It's really cool. I didn't notice them because I never even thought to look for them when we were in queue. And
they have nondescript words on them, so you don't know what you're looking at, and it's clever that way, so that not everyone's lining up for them. But if you really need to go, just ask. And if they're not available for any reason, they'll give you a little return ticket to come back to your place in line if you have to go all the way to the bathroom.
That's cool. Very nice. I'm glad they did that.
That was very well thought out. I think the child swaps are really good in this park, except for Hiccup Swing Gliders, which is like a teeny tiny little stall.
Yeah, I was just at Hollywood Studios with a friend, and we were waiting for him to go on Rock and Roller Coaster, and they got out of queue because the son had to go to the bathroom, so they got through the pre-show and had to go all the way back out and then all the way back in, but they didn't talk to anybody. So
Disney doesn't do child swap areas. They do. You have to wait through the whole line, then come out, and then you get sent through the lightning lane line. And I guess it makes sense because there is a lot more children at Disney World, so that child swap area would fill up quite quickly. But the family rooms and all these rides are really chill, and they're quiet and really well themed. So Sam is asking, my husband and I will be visiting Epic Universe in June with our kids. We are beyond excited. My oldest is 11 years old, and she absolutely loves going on rides and coasters. However, she is very hesitant to ride Monsters Unchained due to the scare factors. We've watched a majority of the classic films, and she has really enjoyed them. What are your thoughts on pre-teens riding? This is a touchy one, because that's the age where you're in between.
Is there really a lot of jump scares though? There's surprising moments, but they're not.
There is one jump scare in the middle that is it lunges you at a monster. I don't think that's what's scary. I think Dracula talking in your ear is kind of scary.
Yeah, that's creepy.
The ambiance is kind of creepy. Not knowing what you're going to turn towards next is kind of creepy. It is also fun. It is also silly sometimes. If you see the pre-shows before, it sets up pretty well the tone of the ride, and it is entertaining. It's really going to be dependent on the kid. If the kid can watch all the classic films and you understand, if she understands these are animatronics and they can't touch you, that should help. Don't worry, nothing's going to touch you.
Also, how do you do in the Forbidden Forest? How does she do in the Forbidden Forest on Forbidden Journey?
Yeah. Are the spiders and the Dementors okay on Forbidden Journey? Because some people say that's scarier than Monsters Unchained.
Yeah. And also the benefit for her on Monsters Unchained is she can look around. So if she doesn't want to look, she's not forced to stare at something.
Just don't close your eyes. I'm telling you, the audio is scarier than the ride.
Don't close your eyes, but you can avert your eyes on that ride. You're not stuck in a box.
Never close your eyes. It's always scarier when your imagination. I don't know if that actually answers your question. Every kid is different. I think it's fine. But hey, I think if you're watching those old movies, not only are you okay with the characters, but you have a really good attention span because those are some boring movies.
Is it really the Forbidden Forest? No, I'm stuck on this. I'm not awake enough to be thinking.
Yeah, the spiders are in the Forbidden Forest.
Okay, I can't even remember anymore.
Hang on tight. The forest isn't safe.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that whole area is probably scarier than most because they really shove your face up into a lot of stuff in that section. So.
Yes. This is a little more open on monsters.
Okay, my turn?
Yes.
The Murphy. Besides monsters, which land is worth seeing at night just for the vibes, or any rides better at night?
Stardust is an entirely different ride at night.
Yeah, I would imagine. That was my first instinct, and I haven't even been on it.
Hiccup Swing Gliders is really beautiful at night, that coaster.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
It's really beautiful. The lighting in there is completely different. I think all of the worlds are beautiful and worth seeing at night, not just Dark Universe. I personally like Super Nintendo World better at night.
I could see that.
Besides the fact that you're not on the surface of the sun, it's just the vibes are different. It's a little less anxiety inducing. The lighting is really well done and beautiful. It's just a more relaxing atmosphere, and the interactive games are less busy at that point of day. So Nintendo is my pick, but seriously, Ministry, all of them, they're all beautiful at night.
You could say the same for Celestial Park because the sun's not burning your face off in the middle of the day.
Celestial Park, you're going to at least see on the way out.
Yeah.
So even if you don't do anything in it. Oh, Constellation Carousel. Way better at night.
Yeah.
Way better at night.
That makes sense too.
And then last question I've written down here. Johnny on Patreon wants to know, what happened to the facial recognition at the entry to each portal? Was this abandoned with the idea of having a fully accessible central hub, but then ticketed portals?
Oh.
We'll talk about this more in an upcoming video.
But I was going to say, I thought we talked about this a while ago too.
If you look when you walk in
Yeah.
to all of the portals for the different worlds, look at the ground. There are these little sockets and with little socket covers that are the same as the turnstiles at the entrance to the park. And if in the future they need to check validation for facial, for ticketing at the portals, they can. They have these at all 4 worlds and at Stardust Racers. So I don't know if that means the hub is going to be open or if maybe they do a private event and they need to check validation to make sure you have an event ticket after hours, whether that be a private one for like a corporation or an after hours ticket, and they're trying to clear the park of regular guests and you have a special after hours ticket, and then you can go through the turnstiles to the rides, for the first hour or whatever, and then they move the turnstiles away. Like there's different possible reasons to have this, but they built the infrastructure as if they were still doing that open hub idea that was originally designed that way. And then now they have flexibility to throw a turnstile at the entrances to those portals and rides if they want to.
Yeah, corporate private parties was my first thought, because then you could just rent out lands instead of a whole park.
Right. And you give like all of the guests that are there with Microsoft or whatever their own pass, and then they check their pass to get into the world. And it's like, this is for Microsoft only. Instead of just flashing a lanyard or a wristband, they actually scan a ticket to make sure you're allowed into this world. There's also security booths at the exits to the worlds, which they have not been manning because it doesn't matter. You can go in and out the entrance or the exit. They're not enforcing one-way traffic at this time. But if they were, they just stick a security guard into that booth, and then no one's allowed in the exit. You have to go through the turnstiles at the portal.
Yeah, it seems corporate like kind of stuff seems very obvious for that. So,
if I was to guess, I would say Helios, or maybe even all on-site hotel guests, may be the first to have an open hub experience in a year or so. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
because they have so much dining. And they have more dining on the horizon opening next January.
That makes sense. I was going to say even after hours for the lands, they could keep it open, but they could just close the lands with the gates too. But if they want to leave one land open or something.
In other words, like you're staying at Helios and today is your first day, you checked in at 4 and you want to go get dinner in the park, but you don't have an Epic Universe ticket. They let you into the park, Celestial Park, through your special hotel entrance. But then when you go to the Superintendent World, they're like, okay, scan your ticket because it's during the extra hours that Celestial Park is open to everyone staying at Helios only. Yeah. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, sorry, you don't have a Epic Universe ticket. You can just explore Celestial Park for dining and shopping.
Yeah. So it's just a lot of extra flexibility. So
yeah, who knows? They might change their mind and never use it. But I do notice that they have those sockets there in the ground in case they want to.
That's pretty cool.
We'll see. But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this episode and that some of these tips will be helpful. At the end of the day, do what you want to do.
Yeah, just go for your priorities first. Just beeline for that stuff.
I know a lot of people want me to give a touring plan of exactly what to do to get all the rides done, but every day is going to be different. Certain rides are not going to open with the park, so your whole plan is going to be thrown out the window anyway. Like Stardust isn't open and you can't go on it first. Change your mind and go to this ride or go to that ride. Do prioritize what you want to do in the first half of the day in case it breaks down later.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to make me wear a camera. You talk on camera, wear a microphone, stuff like that on opening day?
I think, we're going to do a little bit of vlogging on opening day. It's a magical day.
I'm apologizing ahead of time for people having to see my face.
We're gonna enjoy our opening day. It might not be the first time we've been in the park, but it'll be the first time the park is officially open forever.
It's a special day regardless.
Because it'll be closed for a couple days before that day.
Yep.
And then never again unless there's like a weather emergency. That's kind of neat.
We're gonna have friends with us. We're gonna have Jen with us. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna have a fun old time. We didn't really talk about it, but I think my favorite thing about this park, besides Monsters Unchained, because that's the best ride ever, is just being able to explore every nook and cranny and try all the different foods, which is all good. Like, despite what we said, all the food is good.
Yeah.
All of the vibes are on point, and you're going to find your own new favorites.
For sure. And I will be the one going, all the autographs for Alicia. That line starts to the left.
Oh my God, no, shut
Please.
up. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Hopefully, we'll see you
Bye.
guys.